Hello, my name is Diego. This is how I was gambling inside of a 21 plus casino at 18 years old. So y'all might be wondering how the fuck I did this shit. I turned 18. You're able to gamble at 18 years old here in California at Morongo Casino and Resort. Apart from Morongo, there's like no other casinos that you can gamble like close to that. I think there's two other 18 plus casinos. There's Barona and then there's I believe Palma. Both of those casinos are absolute dog shit too. I would not go to those. I had a homie named Jeremy. He's still my homie actually. We basically went casino hopping together at this point in time, like when I turned 18. He's a little bit older than me. I think he's about like two years older than me. He was like 20 and I was 18. We were fucking just bouncing back and forth to like fucking Morongo. We were going to fucking Palma. We were going to Morongo most of the time. There was a week where like we went. This guy would give me like $100 to fucking take him to Morongo. And that happened for like 5 days in a row. He gave me $100, every single day to take him to Morongo. So I have this gambling addiction friend, right? He's an addict. He goes like every fucking week. Every time he gets paid, he blows it on the gambling. With this guy, he found out that when he turned 21, he went to other casinos by LA area because we live kind of in Orange County, right? LA area. That's where you can go and gamble. Obviously, there's like 4 fucking casinos out there. When you go to a 21 plus casino, I don't know if all of them do this, but I believe they're very strict on security. And when you get ID'd, like you get ID'd more than you do regularly at an LA casino. At least that's when, I don't think so. Some casinos are different. But when I went to this specific casino, I had no issues until I started playing. So boom. I'm 18. I'm like wanting to gamble. I'm like, boom, let's fucking go, I was 18. We went to the casino like in LA. I don't know if I should really say which casino we went to. But it's a casino in LA. My friend, he went there obviously when he turned 21. He kept going there, just gambling whatever the fuck he wanted. Apparently, he found out that there was this system that they use with a wristband. When you go out of the casino and you want to have a re-entry, you get this wristband. Basically, he came up with the brightest idea with this wristband. Hey, I can get you into this casino. Definitely. I'm like, how? How the fuck are you gonna get me into this casino, I was like, there's just no fucking way. Bro, there was a fucking way. He told me, hey, I have this plan. We're gonna go to the casino. Me and you, we're gonna try it. And if it works, we're fucking like, we're golden, So I'm like thinking, oh shit, so like this might be real. This could work, So basically the whole plan was he was gonna go in there with obviously his own money, gamble for like 30 to 45 minutes, get the wristband for re-entry because he was gonna say like, oh, I forgot something in my car. I need to go get something. So this casino would give him a wristband to basically acknowledge that he is over 21 and that he can re-entry to the casino with no ID checks. And I think that went for everyone that got a wristband at that time. Obviously, my homie, being a gambling addict, he tried using this system to like, get me in there, just boost his gambling addiction. Because obviously if this ended up like working, in the long term, we would probably still be going to this casino. So he goes in, plays for about 30, 40 minutes. He comes back out to my car and he's like, hey, I got the wristband. All we got to do is we got some scissors. We cut the wristband in half and we got double-sided tape. We had double-sided tape that we had gotten like before we went. And he basically just got the wristband, put a little bit of like double tape, like the littlest, like thinnest line of like, I don't know how he did it. He like rolled it and folded it to like where it was a small piece of tape and it was double-sided. And we did this. We pasted the wristband together and we made sure it was tight, made sure that like it was not going to come off easily, I would, do this. And that shit was perfect. It was not coming off. At least that's what I thought. So the entrance that we're by is like obviously, security already saw my friend go in there. He doesn't have his wristband no more because it's on my wrist. So what we got to do is we went to the other entrance around this casino. We walked around this casino and went to the second entrance. And I acted like I was already in there with this wristband. I acted, hey, I was already in there. And my friend, I had won some money, and he gave me like, I think four $25 chips. And I walked up and I was like, hey, hey, like, I'm trying to get in. And then he's like, oh, do you have a wristband? You have ID? I showed him my wristband, and he also like took a look of the chips in my hand. That was also an indicator that like I have been playing. He was just like, yeah, you can go through. I'm like, holy fuck. Like, no way that I just got let pass just because I have this wristband on. Well, all he needed to do was act like he was just going in there for the first time, and then he would get another bracelet at the end or whatever the hell. He just needed to get ID checked again. You know, so we walk in, you know, I'm over here tweaking like silently. I can't really tweak like I'm like, oh wow, like I know way I really just got in here, you know, but like I needed to just like be normal, act like I was, you know, old enough to be in this bitch. I walked in, you know, confidently. I was just looking around the tables. We sat down at the food court area first. And, you know, we kind of just talked for a little bit saying like, no way this worked. You know, I'm about to get something real quick at the fucking food stand. It was just golden from there, you know. I couldn't believe it. I was in this casino. They literally let this happen. And that's what I'm going to get to in the end of the video. That's basically what I'm making this for. If you look at me, I don't really look old enough to really gamble in a 21 plus casino yet. I am 20 years old now, though. I'm 20 years old now. And I probably will still get ID'd when I go to Vegas. But yeah, you need to play the games, obviously. You know, you can't just sit and just like wait for your turn, no, like you got to play. First table I sat down at, it was empty. You know, I was like, oh shit, you know, I was playing this game called No Bust Blackjack. It's basically where you don't bust. Like you can hit on a 20, you could hit on a 14 and then get a 10, get 24, and you'll still be in the game. Like if the dealer somehow ties and goes over 20 and somehow ties the 24 that you have, like it busts out for 24 or more, you will break even. Like that's the cool part about it. So I sit down, I pull out my money, and you know, I put it down, I'm ready to buy in, and the wristband fucking comes off. It literally looked like what we did. Like there's just tape. It just combusted, like there's just two strips of it and it's connected together. The dealer was just like, oh, you could just put it in your pocket. I'm like, oh shit. Bet. I put it in my pocket and I just keep playing, you know. He didn't really suspect a thing. I just kept playing. Boom. I don't think I won any money. I think I like broke even, or maybe even lost like $30. The minimums here were really good. The minimums were like $10. I wasn't really playing that high. I was just trying to like, you know, see if I can even play the games. So later I sit down at this other table with my homie that's already in the casino with me, right? I sit down at this table with him and we're playing together for like maybe an hour. You know, I'm up like maybe $75, like at most, because it's a $10 minimum. You're not gonna get up so much money if you're just playing $10 fucking dollars, you know, unless you just get majorly lucky. But chances of that, like, who knows? But I'm up like $75. My friend is down. He's asking for loans. I'm like giving him fucking chips. I'm like to keep him in the fucking game. Sooner or later, I'm like, bro, like I'm tired of this $10 shit. I want to fucking go play for more money. And this is basically where it went to shit. So me and my friend, we basically went to a different $25 table, and I started playing for $25 hands. I do this for about like maybe not even 10 minutes. I mean, it feels like not even 10 minutes. I mean, I win like maybe 3 bets. I'm up like $75 again. I see security. I see like the pit boss like come over to my table, and she's like watching. You know, she's like, what the hell? Like this guy's up $75 and he just came to this table. I mean, at least that's what it looks like she's doing. I mean, so they basically stopped the play and they were like, yo, we need your ID. And I'm like, what? Like I had a fucking wristband. That's how I was even here in the first place. See, this is why the wristband was important, because if I feel like if the wristband never broke off, I feel like I would have never had a problem, you know? Because like if I had the wristband on, they would have probably like never really guessed it twice, because oh, like this guy's already been ID'd at the door and he has a re-entry wristband. And I was like, man, what? I have a wristband. That's how I got in here. I already got ID'd, and they said we need your ID again, and I'm like, are we dead ass? Like, why do you need to see my ID again? So I basically tell them like, oh, I don't have my ID. It's in the car. I thought I wouldn't need to bring it because I have a wristband, or I had a wristband, and they were like, no, we need to see your ID again, or you can't play anymore. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, I want to keep playing. Dude, the fucking head of security fucking walks over with like a big group of fucking security people. Like, I have like the whole head of security over here. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I have like at least 10 people over here that are like a part of like the head of like security, the head of like whatever, the safety department. I don't even know. So this lady's telling me, hey, we need to see your ID or you can't play the games anymore. I'm talking to like this fucking lady in like a suit. She looks like she just came out of fucking G.I. Joe. I mean, and they're like, well, if you wanna be honest, it looks like you're underage. And I'm like, are we dead ass? Like, I'm not underage. I'm literally 22 years old. I think I said I was 22 years old. And they're like, but you don't have an ID on you? And I was like, no, I have it in the car. You guys are tweaking. I just want to play blackjack. My friend chimes in. He's like, oh, like he left his ID in the car. I'm 22. Like, I'm 22 years old. Like, we're fucking old enough to gamble and shit. And at this point, I'm like, all right, the gig's up, you know, like they're fucking surrounding us, bro. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to gamble. This was the second day, actually. This was the second day that we walked in and this ended up working. Like, because the first day it worked and I only left with about like $50 in profit. This day that we went, it worked again. And I don't know how it worked again, but it worked again, got in. And then I got caught. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know how they found out. I think they found out because of the day before. Because this motherfucker, my homie, he wanted to go the day after. Like, literally the day straight after we just went and just finessed the system. I was like, bro, what? Why are we going to go straight after we just finessed the system? We should wait like a week or something. He was like, nah, let's go back tomorrow and try and do this again. I'm like, okay, like, I guess, but you know, we're probably going to get caught. And that's basically what happened. They surrounded us, telling me to get out. I'm like, man, I need to cash out my chips. Can I at least give my chips to him, my homie, so he can cash them out at the cashier? Since I don't have an ID, I do have my ID on me. I just didn't want to show them because, like, obviously my ID would show that I'm 18 fucking years old. And they would be like, what the fuck? So I told them I don't have my ID. I can't cash out the chips. So I'm gonna give them to my friend so he can cash them out. And it wasn't even like a big amount of chips. That's the thing. Like, they were telling me you need an ID to cash out your chips. I'm like, no, I don't. What the fuck? I had like fucking like $125 in chips, and these motherfuckers talking about you need your ID anyways to cash out the chips. I'm like, no, I don't. If I was legally allowed in here and I was going to cash out my chips, I would not need to give you my ID for $125 fucking dollars. There's no way. So that was already bullshit. They're just telling me that just so I can get out. And I'm like, all right, like I'm getting out. I don't think I'm banned from this casino, but I think they'll probably like recognize me if I win again, like right now, like because I'm still underage. But they would definitely recognize me because after this day, they literally changed the whole format of this security shit. They literally changed it. There's no wristband no more. It's just ID checks. They don't do the wristband shit no more. At least that's what my friend told me. I literally fucked up this whole casino security fucking like ways. Like I literally finessed them so hard that they needed to change this wristband fucking like shit that they do because of me. Like, it's crazy. I mean, I didn't really want to say the casino in the video, but now I feel like I kind of want to. It's called the Bicycle Casino in LA. So absolutely fuck you guys for letting an 18-year-old gamble underage, even though, you know, it was my intent. I walked in there, I wanted to gamble. Still, they're not supposed to let that shit happen. I told them straight up in their face. I'm like, bro, what kind of security is this if you were even to let an underage person walk in here and gamble more than fucking $50? Like, another casino would have been caught that shit. They would have been caught me playing the blackjack table. They would have been told me to fuck off. But no, this casino let me come back for 2 days in a row. Like, that's how shit this security was. So I want you guys to look up this casino and absolutely like leave a Yelp review and be like, hey, fix your security, because I finally saw this video about this kid going into a casino and gambling underage. And you guys are letting that happen. You know, either way, at the end of the fucking day, I fucking won money from this casino. I walked away fucking profitable. But I'm basically making this video to spread awareness to all these casinos. You know, most of these casinos are secure. Most of these casinos actually like know when someone's underage, they ID check, blah 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 blah. But when it comes to tables, at least, I still see kids gambling like in slot machines and like little computer games. Like that's completely different, I guess. You know, they don't fucking ID check kids when they're fucking playing craps on this craps machine, on the digital craps machine. But they'll ID when you pull up to a table and you're actually trying to win money. But this casino just worked differently. That's the reason why I was able to get in there. It had a different security system than most casinos, and I finessed it. I got in, and they let it happen. So yeah, that's basically how I was able to gamble underage, 18 years old, at a 21 plus casino.